Red.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Hello, everyone. welcome, and welcome to Tower and Pedro's Real and Raw. I said that wrong. I'm going to say Pedro and have you say Tower.
This is Tara,
This is Pedro.
and welcome to Real and Raw.
Yeah. Just want to thank you all for joining us today on this Sunday evening at 7 p.m. in the UK, 1 o'clock in Alabama, 2 o'clock in New York, and 3 o'clock in Bermuda.
Yeah.
Said that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week, time goes back an hour, so we will fall back,
Yep.
as they say. And we do that in the UK. I don't know if that's in the US, though. I think it's only in the UK.
Yeah.
So for like a week, I think there actually will be a little bit of discrepancy in the time zone.
Happy Sunday, Frederica. Hi.
What up, cuz? That's Frederica.
Yeah.
Yeah. So want to just start off by prayer and then we get into it? Or
Yeah. Prayer, and then we get right in.
Go ahead.
Lord, thank you so much for this Sunday, for allowing us to be here on this type of platform to share our thoughts and opinions on different topics. I'm asking you, God, as people watch this podcast, listen to the podcast, or however you're doing it, we asking for blessings of your life, of your family, and everything that you do. As we enjoy this podcast together, let's enjoy and laugh and have a good time. I pray, Lord, in your name. Amen.
Amen. So how was your weekend, Ta?
It was good.
It was?
It was good. I can't complain. Why? Why complain?
You really want me to answer that?
How was yours?
As you know, mine was busy, but it was good. It was good. A lot of miles driven.
Yep.
Bought a massage thing gun. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That was so great. It helped my legs so much because we have manuals here.
Right.
Not automatics, sticks.
Right.
More out here in the UK than in America. So all that shifting and gearing down and shifting and braking and gas, and my legs were a little sore, so
it took a toll on your legs.
Took a toll on my legs, but that massage gun was a treat, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, great!
Made me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I'm good about that. But otherwise for that, yeah, it was a good week. The kids out of school this next week.
Yeah.
So they're enjoying their time to stay up late.
Yeah.
And this is the only time they get to stay up late when they're out of school.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? That's about it.
That's about it.
Preparing for a couple of things this week to do.
Yeah.
A couple of places to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how you guys Sunday? How you guys been?
I hope everybody's Sunday's been good. Hope everybody's week has been good. Weekend. Had a nice and quiet, good one.
Yeah.
Not too much drama.
Not too much drama.
Yeah. Like it is in the world right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot going on in the world right now.
Yeah. Not even, so much, can't even get into it.
Right.
It's just so much. We'll spend 3 hours on that, just talking about what's going on in the world.
Definitely.
So we're not going to do that today. But yeah, we definitely are thankful that you all have joined us
on this wonderful live.
Yeah. And as we said, you can see us on Facebook, YouTube, and then if you don't like looking at us, you can listen to us on Spotify, Google Podcast,
Apple Podcast,
and iTunes Podcast. Isn't it? Or it doesn't matter. Apple, iTunes, the same thing. Potato.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And we also now on Adventures Radio every Sunday.
No, we're not on every Sunday. We just haven't been on the last 2 Sundays.
But we've been on there, like I said, on Sundays. And you can listen to us on there as well.
We just another time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now it's been kind of different between different times on there. But if you can catch us on there, then hopefully you'll be blessed by it.
Yeah. And that's Adventures Radio London.com. You just said Adventures Radio. You got to put the London.
Hi, Sheldon.
What up, Shell?
He said they had a good weekend, and
that's good.
You need batteries for your massager gun. By now, I bet. Yeah.
No, it's
chargeable.
It's chargeable, baby. You just plug it in.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, the kids ran it down the first time I didn't even get to use it right away. They ran it down. I had to charge it up before I could use it. I'm like, I bought this for me. Can I have something in my life for a change? Can Daddy have something that's just his?
Not when you have a family of what, 5?
No,
no. It's no ways.
I got an
Nothing for
iPad.
yourself.
The girls want to always ask for it. I can never have nothing. This guy come up and take it when I'm not even looking.
You know how it be.
Shucks,
you know how it be.
I just want something of my own. Like if I don't use it for a week, I don't use it for a week. It's mine.
Maybe one day you'll finally have it all to yourself. Right?
When I'm dead.
Yeah.
You can bury it with me.
So we're gonna dive right in, guys.
Even though I'm not gonna be able to take nothing with me, so that don't make no sense.
Right. So why complain about it? You get what I'm saying?
I just want to make that clear because there's somebody gonna take that literally. I'm like, nah, I don't want nothing buried with me.
Yeah.
So I already know my belief about that.
Right. That's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole nother topic right there.
All right. So we're gonna dive right into this topic today. Love and commitment.
In
love and commitment.
In what?
In marriage.
Yeah.
Sorry. Love and commitment, marriage, relationships, friendships, right? It all apply to all. No?
Yeah. We're talking more about marriage and relationships.
Right.
Friendships is a little different.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
So basically, marriage. So
marriage, mostly marriage, but so maybe a long-term relationship. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely, yeah. So,
Peter, you got some definitions for commitment?
I do. Well, first I got a definition for love, but I'll go commitment first.
Okay.
Commitment is the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause, activity, etc. Or an engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. I didn't read that second one to just now. And then love definition is an intense feeling of deep affection, of affection. Yeah, I said that right.
Right.
Or a great interest and pleasure in something. Yeah. So, like I have a love for football.
Right.
Which they do out here. They have a love for football.
Right.
And they go crazy. I mean, like people stop everything just to watch a football game.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so what you wanna start like what's your question? Because I know you always have questions. You're a woman.
My question is, how do we deal with commitment in our marriage? What's our what was some of our commitment levels that we lacked? You know what I mean? In our marriage. And I guess that's you can't include that with love, right?
No.
Okay. So what's some commitments that we lacked in our marriage?
Or that we had? Because
right.
you're just saying lack.
Yeah, that we like the commitments, the commitment level in our marriage. What are some of the things that we lacked in that?
Well, we have to be totally committed to each other because then if we wasn't totally committed, then we wouldn't have stayed together.
Right.
Which we talked about last week. Commitment in our marriage, or I believe in most marriages, would be you're committed to making it work no matter what happens, no matter what is wrong, no matter what goes on in your life or in your marriage, you're committed to making it work. No matter the pitfalls, no matter what happens.
Right.
No matter if you break up, sometimes you may even separate.
Right.
But you can still be committed.
Right.
And you can get back and then you can work it out. Then it goes to a factor of forgiveness and forgetfulness, because sometimes you can forgive, but you can't forget.
Right.
And when you can't forget, that forgiveness goes out the window.
Right. So then your commitment level comes down. Right.
Right. Because now you're not committed. You're more about the past and what happened.
Right.
And I'm a firm believer of the past is the past.
Right.
Because you can't go through life, like, oh, this happened in the past. Yeah, it happened in the past. Now you got to learn from it. What do you do different now so that same thing won't happen in the past?
Well, some people don't. Some people hold on to the past, which then the commitment level, is down because now they focusing on what was happening from before. So now they can't grow. So now they willing to leave the marriage because they still mad about what have happened from before in the past.
Well, it depends on what happened.
Right.
Infidelity, cheating, same thing.
Right.
Abuse, um, verbal, mentally, physically abuse,
Right.
uh, different, just being a nasty person,
Right.
just being a person that totally changes. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I know of situations where during the dating phase, the person was happy. And then once they got married, they said marriage changes. When you get that paper, it
Marriage
changes things.
changes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it changes. And then once the person got married, it was a total like a 180.
Right.
And it was like the person started the other spouse started acting controlling and just downright crazy. And
Well,
so,
when you first get married, it's a lot. You know what I mean? It's happy. You happy in the not that you're not happy, but you're happy in the beginning that it's all. You finally got to that place where you guys are
hmm
married. It's on paper, and now you're living with each other.
hmm
Now you getting to know who he is. He getting to know who she is. So now you start some things you're gonna like and some things you're not. You get what I'm saying? So
hmm
with that being the case, if you don't like some things that's going on, especially in the beginning of marriage, it's just like, I don't know if I want to, deal with this now. I don't think this is something I want to continue to do. But then what happened to the love?
yeah.
So the love goes out the window, and then your commitment level goes because now you like, I don't want to deal with this. You're willing to leave and walk away.
But then the love was never there.
The love was never there. Right.
No, right. You know my belief about that.
Right.
Because we talk, we know, like we say, we know of situations where people have made, I call it an arrangement,
Right.
where they get married, but then they don't love it. They fall out of love, but because of the children, they stick together because they don't want the children to grow up without two parents.
Right.
But does that sometimes hurt more than it helps?
It hurts.
Because the child's gonna notice the difference. I don't care. That's that new what's that new phrase now? Co-parenting.
Well, some people decide to stay together and say, you know what, let's live together because we don't want our children to not have both parents, but then they no longer love each other.
Mm-mm.
They seeing other people outside of the marriage, so now you got infidelity going on. And so if you don't think the children are going to notice that mommy and daddy don't love each other no more, they
Well,
just,
no, they get divorced and then they separate.
and some people live together.
What you mean they live? Yeah. What you mean live like
Some married
so?
couples that divorce,
Oh yeah,
some
yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
live
I'm sorry,
together.
I misunderstood you. Yes,
Come
yes.
on, follow me here.
I'm following. I just got a little confused.
Right.
I'm a man. I always get confused.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but then she said it. But but being committed in a marriage is a big thing because you can't be so ready to go when things are not going the way you think it should go. You know what I mean? You make that covenant with God in your vows, right? You
Mhm.
say through better or for worse. But when the better is going on, you like going on trips,
Yeah,
you
some
going
people leave when it's better too. Some
well,
people leave. Sometimes people think that the better they have is not good enough, and then they leave for something they think is even better, which turns out not to be all the time.
well, it ain't green on the other side,
No.
basically. You know what I'm
Mm-mm.
saying? So, but what I'm saying in the sense of better or worse, your vows, what I'm saying is that people are forsake them now. People don't take marriage seriously anymore.
No, that's why the divorce rate is so high.
People will walk out the door in a minute when they don't like
hmm
something that's going their way.
Yeah.
They don't compromise. They don't say, okay, let's talk and
You mean
talk.
communicate?
Yeah, communicate and talk and see what can be done. I think we lacked that in the beginning of our marriage. We didn't talk. We didn't communicate the way we should. So a lot of things got
No, we communicated.
well. We communicated in some ways.
No, we communicated. We knew how each other felt. I think we just in our beginning of our marriage, there was just so much. I had so much baggage
Mm,
that I brought, that I brought to the plate. And you was young, so you had a lot of mistrust from your baggage. You even brought some baggage a little bit from past relationship that you had in had been hurt.
Right.
And then the two of us combined, it just kind of snowballed. And then I think you was afraid that I was going to go back to the exes or one of the ex, and then you just really thought that for some reason,
Right. But
even though I didn't never.
because sometimes you deal with insecurities in marriage,
Yeah.
especially when other people has past relationships and you're just not sure, you know what I'm saying, how things are going to iron out with you, with your mate. Because once you marry somebody, that's a totally different ball game. Because now you're living with them, and you're not on dating phase anymore.
Nope. Is everything is there.
Everything is there.
Everything is there. When you're dating, you can go home.
Right. But when you're
You're
married to
mad, you can
someone,
go
you're
home to
dealing
your
with
own house
everything.
and
How clean they are,
mhm,
how, you know what I'm saying?
how nasty they are.
Right. Their attitude, you got all of that.
Mhm.
And some people are like, wait a minute, you wasn't like that from before.
No,
Well, then you
because
wasn't seeing them on a 24
that's the
hour
dating
7.
phase.
Right.
That's what I think some people do, which I don't agree with. Some people live together before they get married, which I don't agree with,
Right.
because it still doesn't really give you a true sense of how that person's going to be.
Right.
Because even though you're dating, you still have an option of leaving
Right.
when you're dating.
But
But
then
when
think
you're
about,
married, you
right.
don't have that option no more. I mean, you have the option, but you
Well,
don't
people
want to.
people in their marriage now have that option all the time. They'll get up and leave a marriage in a minute with children even in there. You know what I'm saying? So the option is there.
Yeah,
It's what they want to commit
yeah,
to.
yeah,
That's the point of commitment.
yeah. Which is no more love,
Right.
right?
So,
So so which comes first, the chicken or the egg?
mm, but you got to have the chicken.
Yeah, but
Without the
how you have
chicken,
the egg
the
before the
chicken
chicken?
have that. But a lot of people do, So, marriage is a hard thing. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to continue to stay committed to that person no matter what you're going through, and that love grows even stronger.
Mm. So who's responsible for that love? Because I have a thought process on that.
What's that?
I'm asking you, where does the love come from in the marriage?
Well, if you got God, right, you got God and you got the husband and then you got the wife,
Hmm.
right? So you got God and you got the husband who's the head of the household who's supposed to display that love to his wife.
Hmm.
But if he's not doing that, then the wife don't feel loved.
Hmm.
So then now the wife feeling insecure in the marriage.
Somebody's been listening.
So if she's feeling insecure in the marriage because her husband's not showing her that love, then you can't grow. It's no way you can grow.
Right?
You know
But
what I mean?
it's more because God made man, that He made woman,
Right.
and Adam and Eve. Where Adam
Right.
saw the animals as he called them out. He realized. I think I talked about this last week, and he
Mhm.
said, he realized that he had feelings, and so then he made Eve. That's why he was lonely. He made Eve,
Mhm.
but as the head of the household, because God has made us head of the household,
Right.
He says that we're to love our wives as we love our church,
Mhm.
as we love Him.
Mhm.
So if I can't love God first, then we're in our marriage, our whole life will be in trouble,
Right.
because then any it just totally throws everything upside down.
Mhm.
And as a male, my job is to show love to you on a regular basis, because as for me, I'm not that emotionally inclined. I mean, I do have emotion, but I'm not always that emotionally inclined. But I do notice if I show
In the
you,
sense of being affectionate too.
just in anything,
Right.
if I notice, if I show you extra love, if I just show you love, like we talked about last week with the flowers,
Right.
I gotta get off that feeling, because if I give you flowers, that's one way of showing love to you,
Right.
and then it'll make you happy,
Mhm.
because flowers make you happy, even though I don't really care.
Even though you feel like they die. But then guess what? Your marriage is dying because now,
My marriage ain't dying
no,
because I
listen
didn't
to
give
what
you
listen no,
flowers.
listen to my point. If the wife likes it, right? And she receiving that from her husband, she like, wow, my husband really,
Yeah, but it's not just flowers. I mean, in the sense
not
of,
not that it's
I'm
not
talking about,
particularly putting it on
because
that.
it's more than that. It's being is being the father figure,
Right.
is being the preacher, is being the head of the household, is being multiple things. It's not just one thing that as a husband I have to be.
Right.
But more than anything, if as a husband, if I show you love and I continue to show you that love, you'll show it back to me, because women are more emotional than men.
Right.
You will show that love back to me tenfold. So like if I was listening to something earlier. If I give you 50%, you'll probably give me 75, 80, maybe even double that to 100%,
Right.
which, in a way seems like you're not working that hard. But 50% for male is like 100% sometimes, because we don't really show that much emotion.
Mm.
But, as a male and as your husband, or as any husband, we got to show our wives that we love them. We got to show them that love that they need, because that love that we show them will help them. When a woman doesn't think her husband doesn't love them, they worry.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I've learned over the years, that the number one killer is not even diseases, not even COVID, not even um, any illness that you could think of.
Right.
The number one killer is stress,
Mm. That's true.
because what kills you is the stress.
Right.
You have the disease.
Mm-hmm.
You're now stressing over the disease.
Right.
And then what do? The disease overtakes your whole body, because you've been stressing over that disease.
Right.
When you don't stress over something, when you let God just take it and say, whatever's your will and your way.
Right.
I was listening to, I was doing a program about a month ago, and the person had lupus. And when she said she found out she had lupus, she said, well, Lord, if you give me lupus, it must be a reason.
Right.
She didn't stress.
Right.
She didn't cry. She wasn't mad. She said, it's the reason why you gave this to me. Now let me work, and she's been able to live with it. Some
Right.
people, when they find out I have something, they end up
Stressing.
stressing to the point that it rules their life, and they get really sick, and the disease really takes over.
Right.
So as my job as being head of the household is to show love to you. Plus, if I show love to you, then the kids will see that love, and then they will know how to treat each other and how to treat others and how to treat their future spouses when they get older.
Right.
Because they're going to say, well, you know what? If I saw how my father treated my mother,
Mm-hmm.
this is the way I'm supposed to do. That's why they always say, like, if you really want to see what a man is, see how he treats his mother.
Mm.
Because that's the phrase that they use a lot.
Right.
But yeah, so I think love intertwines into commitment.
Right.
If you love somebody, then you will be committed to that person on a regular basis. And then that commitment, because of love, then you always will do the best to make it work.
Right.
I'm talking about myself. Been in situations where I've been, like I said, I've been divorced, and I tried to make it work, and I went back and forth.
Right.
And I think you asked me one time, why did I keep going back?
Right. I asked you that. Yeah.
Yeah. And because I just felt God said to me, I had already been through one failed marriage where I didn't try as hard.
Right.
So when I got married the second time, I said, you know what? I'm going to try my hardest. I don't care what's going on. And I mean, the stuff that was going on was absolutely crazy.
Right.
But I kept going back, kept going back. And I kept going back and kept giving second and third. And it wasn't just her, it was me too. Because I'm not blaming her. I'm not even blaming her or anything, because we was both a part of it.
Right.
I just feel like I just tried my hardest to make it work. And then to that point that I realized that it just wasn't going to work. It was just too toxic. It was not going to work anymore.
Right.
But it was not until I know I gave in every ounce of energy and prayer and fasting that I can give it, that I just finally said, okay, that's it.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, can't, no more. And to me, that's, love and commitment.
Right.
And then I think I was mentioning this to you, is like, I think that's why they say when you go to another relationship, you need to give yourself time.
Right.
Because if you don't, you carry over that love and that commitment into the next marriage.
Right.
or into the next relationship. But the problem is that every woman is different.
Yeah.
So with every woman being different, you have to treat each woman differently
And love each
and
woman
love each
differently.
woman differently.
Right.
So if I'm still loving you like I love my ex, that's not going to work either.
No, it's not.
That's not going to help, because then you see that and you're like, why are you treating me like this? I'm not your ex,
Right.
and it goes towards the woman, towards the male too. So it
Right.
goes both ways. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I just think that is, we was watching on TikTok where they said marriage is every day.
Right.
Yeah, marriage is an everyday thing. Marriage is every day. It's not a hit or miss. It's not a, bang, thank you, ma'am kind of thing. Is a everyday thing. Every day you got to work on your marriage. You got to be committed and love every day.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't do that, then your marriage just won't survive or won't work.
No, it won't.
Because then as soon as the bad things come, you're just like, oh, I'm out,
Right.
or I don't love you no more. And then sometimes people just, up and leave and say, I don't love you no more. And they just
Wow.
leave.
Wow. Do you
And
think people can still be in a marriage committed, but then don't love each other, but still there until they figure out what that love is?
say it again.
Do you think people in marriages are
Mm-hmm.
committed to each other, right? But then the love goes, but they still continue to stay in the marriage because they are committed. But then they wait until the love grows. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
because if the love leaves, you don't get it. It's hard to get it back. Are you
Mm.
saying, so let's say me and you're in a marriage, and then we separate,
Right.
and then we lose the love, but because we're committed, we still stick together until the
Right.
love comes back.
Right.
I pretty much just said what you said. I'm just saying it for myself.
Yeah.
um no, because once you lose the love completely, it's hard to come back. Even though you may, I think if you lose the love some, you don't lose it completely. You just at the moment are so mad that the anger takes over the love aspect of your feelings for that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But you still have love for me,
Mm-hmm.
or love for that person.
Right.
So you're not gonna be like, you're not gonna say, oh, I don't love them anymore. You just don't love what they're
They're
doing
doing.
at that moment.
Right.
So
Right.
no, because I told you already. I think when you're talking about like somebody that it gets married, has children,
Right.
and then they say, I don't want to be with you no more, but I'm gonna stick around
We're
for the
gonna
sake of the children.
right.
When
We're
they
gonna
get to a
stick to
certain age,
right.
then I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's an arrangement, and I said that to you before.
Right.
That's more of an arrangement than a commitment. I mean, yeah, it's a commitment because you're committing to something, but to me, it's more of an arrangement than a commitment.
Mm.
But again, this is just my opinion. As we said, these are
Right.
just our opinions.
Right.
Some people may not think so.
Right.
You know, but yeah, I definitely think that that's just an arrangement. It's not fair to you or the children, um, to do that.
Right.
I've seen situations. I think I told you a story. I knew somebody that the husband and the wife were no longer together, and they still lived in the same house, but just on separate ends of the house.
Right.
And then the daughter lived there,
Mm-hmm.
and she kind of just did what she wanted anyway. But she had a mother on one side, the father on one side.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I don't know what was the purpose of that. I guess maybe because
I
of
guess in
being
some point in
because
their
of it being
eyes,
New
it was
York, it was easier for rent and stuff.
right.
Easier to
And some
deal.
people feel like it's stability still for the child because now they still have two parents and they don't have to go to one household to the next household.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
So I think it just depends.
Yeah,
You
it does
know.
depend. I guess it depends on the situation and on the person. I don't, see the purpose in it, but I do understand the
Right.
concept.
Right.
I'm
Because you
not.
can be married for a long time and fall out of love. And then maybe not both persons, maybe one person's is kind of on the fence of how they feel. And then they say, okay, you know what? I'm going to still stick in it.
Yeah, but that's that always falls on the male.
Right.
See, that's why I believe the male is the reason. And I know I'm probably gonna get in trouble for this, but the male is the reason. If the wife falls out of love on the male, long as he tried everything he could possibly do,
Mm-hmm.
then it's nothing he can do, because there is always going to be that situation, that one case
Right.
that what did somebody put? There's always going to be that one case when somebody Um, I was trying to read what she put.
She was like, but what kind of life is that for the child? I agree.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. That's not a life for the child.
Right.
It's not a life for the child that you can have. You know, you got to be committed to the child. It's not fair to the child because the child sees this.
Right.
You know, and like I said, but some, you know, the reason I said that I understand is because some people are going to do what they're going to do. Is, you know, this is the world we live in now. People are going to do what they're going to do.
Right.
They're going to do what they feel is best. And no matter what you say to them, and no matter how you explain something to them,
Right.
their opinion is what counts, is
Right.
what they're going to go with, how they feel. Some people sometimes do it for selfish reasons.
Right.
Sometimes they do it because they honestly believe they're doing the right thing.
Right. But
So
then the
them,
child still hurts because the child in the household with parents that don't love each other. But then at the same time, how they supposed to continue to show that love to the child if they not showing it to each other? Then it's a messy situation. It's a really really messy
yeah,
situation. And
yeah. So like I said, somebody said, I believe you can still be committed after love fails if you really
I
want it
want it
to
to work.
work. But that's what we were saying. Like
Right.
in our situation, when we had going through our marriage, you
Right.
know, that's why I was talking about the anger. I think the love is still there.
Right.
Love fails, but you still have to have it's still like it's like a sliver. Maybe like, you know, let's say you're hanging by your fingertips.
Right.
You got a fingertip of love,
Mm.
and you're hanging by your fingertips,
Mhm.
and the love is just is failed completely, but it's still just there. But you're still committed to that person, and because you're committed to that person, that's why to me, that's why you still have that little bit of love there.
But then the love can grow again
Yeah, it can
if you
if
both
you
want
both
it.
work at it.
If you both want it.
Right. If you both want it, right.
Right.
But you both have to want it in
Mhm.
order for it to grow again.
Definitely.
Right. One person can't make the love grow again.
Another person said you can live in separate and co-parent and show the child what love is and the level of respect the parents
Yeah,
have
I
to
agree
go
with that.
towards one
No,
another.
I say
Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah. I didn't say that you can't. That's a new word, co-parenting. Yeah,
Right.
I didn't say that I didn't say I was saying that I think living together but you're not together kind of show it gives a what's the word? A convoluted it gives a
If you're not
uh
you mean if you're
living together
right.
but you're not showing any love towards each other
Right.
gives the wrong impression
To the child.
to the child.
Mhm.
You'd be better off living apart
Mhm.
and respecting each other,
Right.
and then the child sees that because what you do when a child's young makes as the child gets older. That's how the child learns how to grow and how to do
Mimic that love.
relationships and
Right.
mimics what you did and mimics the things that you went through.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely believe in that.
Mhm.
Right, don't want to give no false hope. Yes,
Well,
right,
that's
because
true.
that's
That's true, Alicia. I mean,
that's true because
right.
I had that issue. That's why I had to move out.
Right.
I had to move out and be done, and I had because um my son was hoping that we would get back together, and he just didn't quite grasp
Right.
that we was not going to get back together,
Mhm.
and that made him go through a little spiral for a little while because he was just hoping
And not understanding
that
why this had to be
right
like
he
this.
why it had to be like this, why we couldn't be together.
Right.
Oh, but you're around each other all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, and that's true, but and so yeah, you're right, you don't want to give that false hope to no child
Mhm.
because the child, the number one in that situation, the number one issue, the number one commitment that you have is to the child.
Mhm.
So yeah, I definitely agree with that. Thank you
Right.
for that point.
Right.
You have anything else? I mean, not anything else in that sense, but I'm saying you were still, I think I cut you off.
No, I wasn't saying anything in that sense. I was just saying, um, love is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? And how God shows us love unconditionally, and then we can so easily fall out of love with each other in our marriages, in relationships as well. Because if you're dating, trying to get to that level of marriage, but then you're going through situations, figuring out if you love this person, if you're in love with this person, you get what I mean? So then if you get married, how you know it's going to continue to grow? then you bringing children into the marriage, and then it become complicated.
It does, because then it's more responsibility. But that's why I say I believe that it falls solely on the husband
Mm-hmm.
as head of the household. He's the one that has to take charge about the whole thing.
Right.
Um, it some people may say that sucks, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
It's always about being the male. Everything he does is what it is, how the relationship, everything goes in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's the one that is like he takes his lead from God. The mother takes the lead from the husband.
Mm-hmm.
Then the children take the lead from the father and the mother.
Right.
And that's like, to me,
It's like a pattern,
it's
like you
like a
just.
pattern. That's the
Mm-hmm.
way that it should go, because that way, so if the father's not doing the things he needs to do, then it kind of breaks that circle, breaks that line,
Right.
and then that's when everything goes upside down.
Like, so if the husband not
You know,
praying and not having worship together as family,
right,
and then what I'm saying, then the woman have to do it, but then
right.
the husband doing other things,
Mm-hmm.
then it's just broken.
What she put?
She was just like, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
then so it puts a lot on the male, as the male responsibility, but it's the truth in that sense. I was listening to a program, and it was just talk. We're, as the husband, I was saying we're a whole lot of things as the husband. We're the protector, the lover. We're the provider, the protector. We're the
Right.
burden bearer. Like Ty would tell you, it's something that I do when it comes to bills and certain things like that.
Right.
It's not that I'm lying to her. I tell her about the bill, but I deal with it, because she'll sit there and stress over it unnecessarily.
Right.
Like the bill comes today and she's like, "Oh, we gotta pay it right now. Right now." And I'm like, "No, we got 30 days. But you're gonna wait till the 30 days." "No, I'm not, but I will pay it." Like, but I have to put it on
You have to
the
put it on there.
you have to put no, yeah, put that up. I want to see what he said.
Mhm. You got this man articulating himself well. Good job to both of you.
Ah, cool. Thank you. That's
Yeah.
actually my son. I'm sorry, that threw me off because I didn't expect him to come up. Well, you say I never usually articulate myself well. What you talking about? Oh, me and you're gonna have to have a conversation, dude. Anyway,
Go ahead and finish your point.
yeah, I forgot my point now. Oh yeah, about being yeah, about the bill, like, cause I can handle it better than her. I'll call him and make arrangements or something like that, cause I'm Tower always been a housewife, which I wanted. I wanted her to be that, because I knew, again, as I grew up from my father,
Mm-hmm.
and one thing he taught me was to always work hard. And even though my mother did work, my father worked too. He worked hard. He made sure he would work on cars.
Mm-hmm.
He would work in a conference. He would preach. He would do whatever he had to do to put food on the table.
Right.
And I learned that from him. And so I realized that, the especially in today's society, my wife being home with the kids was a better thing for our family
Right.
than her working. So I take on the burden. It doesn't always mean that I always handle it right,
Right.
because there's been times when I didn't.
So some people, some men would feel like they wife should work, and be like, "Look, I'm not doing this all by myself. You need to
Yeah.
work. I need to work. We need two incomes to do
Well,
what we
I
have to
fight.
do."
I talk you off the ledge, because that's what you come and tell me, and I'm the one that tells you that ain't gonna work.
Right.
And you're like, "Yes, it will." I'm like, "No, it won't," because then who's gonna be home for the kids?
Right.
Who's gonna do this?
Mm-hmm.
And then my schedule is always kind of wonky and crazy. I'm always all over the place with
Right.
my schedule. I could go to work at 8, 9 in the morning, be done at 1, and have to go back out at 5.
Right.
So, and then, like the other night, drive to Birmingham
Right.
at 4,
Mm-hmm.
and then get back home to 11 or something like that. It was some crazy schedule, right? So, I think that it's just my job to be all those things, to be the head of the household, to be the lover, to be the protector, to be the burden bearer, to be the preacher, to be all the things that you need me to be, with the help of God, of course.
Right.
With God on my side, then I will then it would then filter down to you.
Right.
It then helps you to pick me up, and you do that.
Right.
You do that. You make sure things are done in the house. You call and check on me. You call and make sure I'm okay when I'm on the road.
Right.
You make sure the kids are okay.
Mhm.
And I think um what we talked about before about falling out of love, I
Mhm.
think that definitely happened to us,
Right.
and I had to work hard to get that love back
Wow.
from you.
Cause at one point I was like, you know what? I was still there. I was still committed because I was still in the marriage.
Yeah.
But even though my love had changed a bit, I was like, you know what? I can't, I can't deal with this anymore. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I'm not giving you what you need as a wife. You know what I'm saying? To strengthen our love that we need for it to grow.
Right.
You know, because if you're not loving your wife, then you definitely not it's definitely not sleeping together. You definitely not getting stronger in that sense, because that's why God instituted sex into marriage, so it can connect you both.
Mm-hmm.
And so without that, then
We didn't even get into that.
right. But I'm just saying, without that connection, without that love being what it needs to be between the husband and the wife, then I just wanted to say, Alicia said a point of also the ex partner must also respect the new relationship and
I knew you was gonna bring that up.
their partner having got it into,
I was waiting for you to bring
and
that
not
one. I
put the
saw that.
child and the
I was
children in
waiting
the
for you to
middle
finish
of
your
that.
point to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. We was talking about that too. Like, we would never, um, I would never badmouth my. Tara would tell you this. Tara hates me for this. Actually, I don't even to her. I would never badmouth my exes.
And he never have.
I would never badmouth my
He never
exes.
have.
I would never badmouth my children. I would not in front of my children. And I never threw Tower in front of my ex's either face. Like I never like some men, bring her around and be like, oh, this is my new wife. I
Mhm.
never did that because it's not the right thing to do.
Mhm.
I tried to be as polite and respectful as possible because I told yes, Kelvin, being a man head is hard. Man, it's hard work. It almost feels unfair, but it's what God has given us the responsibility to be.
Right.
But I never been like that towards Tar in that sense of and I was telling Tar that even when we got married, and I was honest with her, I said I still had love for my ex, but not in that way.
Right.
It was more just out of respect. I still had love for my exes because they were my ex. I did have relationships with them. I did have a relationship with them, and not even sexual. I'm talking about just in a sense of a relationship. We went out places, we did things.
Right.
You can't just totally erase those memories and just like
Oh
memories
yeah, I'm
gone.
not saying that that should be the case.
No, I'm not. I know. I know we talked about this, and
Right.
memories is not gone, but over time, that's why we dated, because over time those memories go away and the new memories come in. So I
Right.
start making new memories,
Right.
and you just and I don't even think like, and I'll tell you like it's to this day. There's times where I'm sitting there, something happens, I'm like, oh my goodness, that happened to me years ago,
Right.
because I don't bring up my past.
Right.
I don't bring up my past. I don't even bring it up to you.
I
I
mean, the
don't even.
past is there for a reason, for
Yeah.
you to learn from your past and what you can do different in the future. You know what I'm saying? If you, especially if you remarry and you with a different person, whatever you experienced in your last relationship, you then don't want to carry over those same things that destroyed your other marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You now want to see what you can do better to strengthen the new marriage that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Alicia said, to this date, my ex and I have a very good relationship, friendship, and we have the utmost respect for each other and for other marriages.
Each other's marriages.
Yeah, for each other's marriage.
I
Sorry.
learn to read. I love you, but learn to read. Nah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad you laugh at your own jokes. Go ahead.
What? Yeah, it's funny. That's why. Anyway, I'm gonna hear about it later. Trust me, guys. Yeah, definitely. You gotta have respect for each other. You gotta have respect, and the other person has to respect you too. Mm-hmm. But it's just all about commitment, man. I mean, if we even though we fell out of love, if we didn't have that commitment towards each other, we wouldn't have made it. Mm-mm. And if we didn't have that love for God, and that fortitude of we're gonna stick it out no matter what, we wouldn't have made it.
I will, Alicia.
We wouldn't have made it.
No, we wouldn't have. We wouldn't have, because at the end of the day, we both had to decide: do we still want this to work?
Oh yeah.
We could have easily walked away and got with other people.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We could have easily done that, but at the end of the day, I knew I still wanted to be with you.
Some days I didn't know what I wanted.
Well, in order for me to be with you, I had to then rebuild my love and trust for you.
Some days I just wanted peace and quiet.
That's all the time.
No. You know what I'm saying, because our boy is on, and you know what I'm saying. There was times when I was driving the truck and I just wanted peace and quiet, and all I got was grief, and I was just like, I'm committed.
Well, maybe at that time in our marriage, if you knew how to,
I was like, I'm committed. I would tell you, Tara, you would still take it the wrong way, because as we said early in the beginning of the program, but women are emotional.
Okay, that may be the case, but if you're supposed to be the head of the household, you're supposed to love me how I want to be loved, and not how you think I should be loved.
No. See, sometimes you can love somebody, and it's still not good enough, because we talked. Sometimes you could do all of that. You can show women love, but sometimes women can take advantage of that, and they can use it to their advantage. Yes, it is true.
I don't agree with that.
There is cases out there where people have used how the man is towards the woman and have used that to their advantage. Okay, there is that possibility. Okay, there is that possibility. Don't discount it as that possibility is not there.
Pedro, at the same time, right? If you come to me, whether we had an argument or not, if you come to me with love and like, babe, you know what? Instead of arguing and screaming and yelling, then guess what? That's not showing any love.
Let me ask you a question. When
we then how supposed to love you
stop. Wait. When we used to have our arguments, right? And be honest, when we had those arguments, and you needed to go somewhere, what happened?
What you set it up for me to go?
No, I took you still.
Oh, okay. You took me still.
That's showing love.
But guess what? We argued the whole way there.
No. Nope. Not even that. Not all the time. No.
Yep. Yes, we did.
But you just said showing love. No matter what the situation was, Tar, I never stopped doing for you. And you never stopped doing for me either. That's what I'm just saying. That's love.
Okay.
Even through the arguments, even through the worst arguments, even through the.
Kelvin said, "Trust me, we had a lot of talks." And me telling him he wrong, go fix it.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I'm just saying.
In the truck.
Depending on how, whether we have an argument or not, depending on how you come to me after that. You know what I'm saying?
No. See, See, that's the thing, Ty. You know this is true. You're gonna make us be on here for hours, because listen, Ty, you know this for a fact. When you're emotional and you're in that emotional, especially you. And I'm talking about you.
Right, okay.
Because I'm talking about my wife of 16 years. Mm-hmm. I've learned over the years, as committed and as much I love you, as committed I am to you, I've learned to sometimes just give you space.
Okay, you know what?
Wait, stop. Wait. Because if I come to you, it don't matter. If you're mad and I come to you, and even if no matter how I say it, I can say it in the sweetest way possible.
Pedro, sweet what?
I can say it in the sweetest way possible. I can say, look, Tar, I am so sorry. And you know what you say? You're not sorry.
Pedro, them are words, honey. You actually speak louder than words.
Wait. At the time, action is not going to work. So I have to come. You have to start. You just said that I have to come, and is what I say. Okay. So even if I come and I say to you, look, you know what? I was wrong. As Kelvin had just said, 90% of P was wrong. Okay, that's fine. Maybe 95, but anyway, just semantics.
Pedro, one thing you got to realize about me, Pedro, you come right? At that time, you got to remember. At
No,
that
not
time,
that time. We're not in the past. We're talking
okay,
about
fine.
all around.
Okay, fine.
So
All
stop. No,
around.
look, you're already going into the past. See, look, you're thinking of the past
Okay,
in our first 3-4 years of
okay, all
marriage.
around, Pedro. Sometimes you'll come to me and you'll be like, oh, you be,
Wait. No, stop. See, that's the past. Because do I do that now?
No.
Thank you. So let's just clear that up because we're talking to people here. We want them to understand that is the past. That's how I was in the past.
What I'm saying,
I
Pedro,
was a little
it
rough and
still
rugged.
took you a long time to get to where you are today, boo.
And it took
all I'm saying is that as much as I love you, sometimes, because you say I'm an emotional person, yes, I'm an emotional person. I can admit to that. And sometimes all I want is for you to say, babe, come here, give me a hug. Let's work this out. But you don't do that.
Whoa, no, Todd, no.
Okay.
No. You
Thank
are
you.
lying on this radio.
Team Tar.
Woo-wee. You're testing our commitment now, boy. I tell you that much.
See how quick he willing to walk out the door? That's what I'm talking about.
I'm out the door, baby. I'm out the door. Where's the door at? Don't let the door hit you with the good Lord split you.
Yeah, and just right. Like Kevin said, there is growth in time. And I agree with that. It is growth in time. It really, really is. And we still growing, I must admit. We are still growing. We two imperfect people growing in our marriage, trying to be better people for each other, God first, each other, and our children.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But even though the man hold on a lot of responsibility in the marriage to help maneuver.
No, see, the man does that, but when he does that, he gets rewarded because the wife then joins in.
Yeah, and then that's what I'm saying to you. So I'm saying, if you showing me that love and that affection that I like and that I need, then guess what? I'm gonna be like, oh.
So do I show you that love and affection that you need?
Now you do.
Now I do. You have to think about that.
Alicia said, "Oh, Pedro, you get it bread and water
for breakfast, lunch, and dinner."
You already know.
Aisha, I can cook, so I can make my own food.
Kevin said, "You guys will be learning each other for the rest of your lives." Totally.
Oh, I totally agree. Totally. I still learn about things about Tyler that I don't like.
Likewise.
And things that I just love.
You know what would be nice if you actually if Pedro could actually put his clothes like inside the basket, would be great. His clothes go inside. Not left downstairs, not hanging on the door.
Why are you wait? Why are you literally airing my dirty laundry?
I'm not. I'm just saying. People go through this and we're being real right now. You know what I'm saying? People going through this type of stuff. Well,
how about then if if I do something, you don't go behind me. My pet peeve is when you go behind me and fix something that I just fixed, like I didn't do it right. Especially when it comes to the children, like you're the only one that knows how to handle the children.
Oh my goodness.
Is that not the truth?
Well, because I'm a nurturing mother.
You're not a nurturing mother.
And I'm around my children 24/7. I know what they like, what they dislike, and what they want and what they need.
But I'm the head of the household and I don't know what they want.
No, that's not what I'm saying. There you go.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up because you started it with the dirty laundry. So hey. I'm just saying, hey. Like that's why I don't even clean the bathroom no more, because you used to go behind me and clean it.
Because you may leave like
wait. Stop right there. So the other day when the bathroom needed to be cleaned and I cleaned it, how good did I clean it?
You cleaned it okay.
Oh, I cleaned it okay. You are a mess. Oh my goodness.
You did.
I did okay. That thing was spick and span and clean.
You cleaning the bathroom once in a blue moon, and I'm cleaning it daily, baby. It's two different things.
I would clean it daily if you let me, but you won't.
Right. So Sheldon says, Pedro, read that, please.
I can't read from over here. I agree with Pedro Tower. Now, in most cases, you come to you, but sometimes knowing your partner, you have to either internalize or go to a professional to dust off, because your partner won't handle the situation well. Or you need to wait a long time before you go back to your partner. I think as the man and burden bearer, his responsibility to make the choice, though we're not always right. We try.
I agree with that.
Yeah. My new glasses got me reading really well now.
I'm telling you, I'm so glad you can see. So Kevin said, hello, I'm a single father. Can nobody do it like me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job too, young
You
man.
definitely doing a
Oh
good job.
man. Yes. That's my boy though.
Sure to say, you had to get a long comment from me. No worries. I love it.
Ty already talked to me
I
about
love it.
that. Pedro, behave. It's fine, dude. I don't mind the long comment. What it was, because I couldn't read them because I didn't have good glasses, so it was hard to see. Right. Now I can read them, so I'm cool now. Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, right. Commitment. Yeah. I'm committed to making this work no matter what.
Me too. When you wake up every morning, you make a decision and say, "I'm gonna do this with this person again." Once again, we alive.
That's why I say marriage is every day.
Excuse me, we well. You know what I mean?
No, look who burped.
I know.
I say now, marriage is every day. It's an everyday thing. You know, you got to be committed every day. You got to love every day. You got to love the fault. You got to love the good and the bad. And you be committed to the good and the bad. Right. So yeah. So I definitely.
But why people so quickly to run when the bad though? Like, why you just can't stick it out?
Because the new society, everybody wants things to be perfect in life. TV and social media. I say this all the time. Facebook is the worst thing ever. I mean, it's good for like this platform. It's good for other things. And I don't mean it as in a negative way. I mean, in the sense of Facebook shows, like somebody sends a picture up and they're smiling.
Not just Facebook, all social media.
All social media, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Right. And you don't even know if they was crying 5 minutes before or 5 minutes after, what they're even going through. It hides the true feelings of what people, because today's society, people don't pick up a phone and call nobody no more. Everything is text. I'm not, people don't like, I know some people don't like me because I'm not a texter. I'm gonna call you. I hate texting. Absolutely hate it. I hate texting because I feel when you text, it just comes off wrong.
Right. And some people can't take pressure with what Kevin said. That's true.
Yeah, you can't. Some people can't take pressure. They just can't. Yeah,
it's easier to walk away. Yeah.
Yeah, the pressure just gets too much for them. Sometimes it's not that they fold under. It's just some people mentally, spiritually, they just can't handle the pressure that is put onto them.
Right. Then why even enter into a marriage and into a relationship if you ain't willing to just stick it out? Why even waste your money on the wedding? Why even go through the whole steps of doing all of that? What's the point?
Because you don't know that that's going to happen. You're making it seem like that's what we talked about earlier about having premarital counseling.
Right.
So that you can have an understanding of each other, kind of, so before you get into it. But that still doesn't mean that your marriage may not fail.
Yeah.
It still matters, because I was, like I said, the devil, if the devil comes after families the most, that's the one thing he comes after the most is the family. He don't go after a single person. He don't go after relationships. He goes after families. Because families is what makes or break makes or break the world.
Right.
If the husband is not strong in the family, then the devil will have a hard time. Because if he goes for the wife or goes for the children, the husband is strong. He's like, no, I'm bringing them back in the fold with God.
Right.
If the husband is any which way kind of favoring out or not doing what they're supposed to do, then the devil can get in and then he can really cause an issue with the family. So
the key is God, right?
I really believe that. It's just, and that's, look at the world. Like everything is about family. They always, about family. Everything that happens in this world is about your family.
But look at what Kevin said, because most people don't believe in counseling, which do help. But as Black people, we are taught not to talk our business.
That's true. And I said something earlier in the thing that I don't, and marriage counseling. I said, but that's because I had a bad experience.
Right.
But to be fair, we did have marriage counseling ourselves, and it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
So it's not saying that I won't do it. I just don't like it. But when it comes to counseling for yourself as a Black male, we definitely need to have more counseling as a Black male, because there's things that you could just be going through. Like I heard somebody say that they go for counseling just to hear that other voice.
Right.
Just to hear the other voice, and then they can talk about the things that they're going through that they can't express in the open,
Mm-hmm.
and the things that could be happening to them. So they go to counseling because it helps them to get through the issues that they're going through, the loss of a family member, the loss of a loved one,
Right.
the issues that they may be having from the past. And it just gives them that voice that they don't have. Because, like sometimes you see a speaker and they speak so well and they talk so well about marriages, they talk so well about life, they talk so well about things, and their life is just totally
In
crumbling
shambles, yeah.
because they won't go and get the help that they need.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody needs help.
Yeah.
We all need help. And so, yeah, I definitely do agree with you, Kelvin, when it comes to as a black man, we all need help.
Mm-hmm.
What was her question, her statement?
She was like, they are scared of making mistakes because they listen to everyone else for advice when they should be talking to one another to resolve their issues.
Yes, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one person that you need to talk to. And see, that statement right there is why I said I didn't like marriage counseling.
Right.
Is because I felt, if I go, why am I going to go pay somebody, for me personally, for marriage counseling, not for anything I'm talking about marriage? Why would I go to marriage counseling with my wife?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm gonna go by myself. Because when you go with your spouse, I guarantee that whatever you're gonna then be honest. When you get home, that conversation is going to come up again, and it's going to cause an issue because they're going to say, "Oh, so you could tell the counselor this, or you could tell the
But
psychologist
then now
this."
you're treating it like your last experience when every marriage and every relationship is
No,
different.
because it's a human nature. It's a human nature for Todd. If we went to marriage counseling right now, right,
Right.
and I said to the marriage counselor, "I don't like the way you do something," you are, when I get home, you are gonna be like, "So what? You don't like the way I do this? So how would you like me to do it?"
But the point is, for if you go together, like Kevin said here, um, you go alone and together and as a couple, you still should go as a couple.
I think you should go alone. I think you should go alone first. So you go by yourself,
Right.
the husband go by himself, the wife go by himself,
Mm-hmm.
and then once the counselor thinks you both could be together, then you come together.
Right.
I will agree to that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, this is me.
Right.
I'm not saying that this is what you should do or should not do.
Right.
I do believe in counseling. I'm just talking about me.
Right.
I think that would be the better way.
But listen to what Kevin said here. Yes, a single person can't give advice to married couples. I agree with that.
No.
I don't think that married people should um talk to single people about their marriage situation because they don't have no
So can a married couple
insight
can a
on
married couple give advice to a single person?
if they looking for marriage, if they looking to go in that
So
direction.
advice on what to do or what not to
Right.
do.
And basically like from their experience, like look, if you're going into this marriage, you need to be ready for the good, the better and the worst. Don't what I'm saying? Because you're going across that. We all do.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the advice I would think a married couple should get. Not a single person giving a marriage, people that's in a marriage advice. How do they can give you advice when they never even been married?
Yes, I'm sorry. Elisa put that the devil also goes at those who put God first.
Yeah,
Yes. So
definitely.
I was listening to what you said. Yeah, that I agree with that.
Mhm.
I agree with that. So yeah. And then that's a funny thing. That's why it's weird when people who are married go to their single friends
Mhm.
for advice. You're just like, why are you going there?
Because they're gonna be the first to be like, girl, you need to leave him or you need to leave her because you know what, they ain't doing what you want to do. They just know that they not telling you how to help. They ain't even saying stay. They saying pretty much leave.
True. And sometimes they
Because
actually,
guess what? They
sometimes they want
alone.
you to leave. Well, not just that. Sometimes they want you to leave because they have a ulterior motive.
Mhm.
If you're going to the wrong spot, to the wrong sex.
Right.
Meaning, if I was a male and I was talking to a girl, and she's like, "Oh, you having trouble in your marriage? You should leave her because she really wants to be with you in the first place."
Right. But look at what
You know.
Sheldon said right here. I think you can go for advice, but be smart. Advice is just advice. It isn't set in stone. It is the person's opinion, even with a counselor.
Um. No, in a way, yes, but the counselor has been trained in order to teach you how to look at yourself. Because if that's the case, then why go? Why go? That's like if I'm having issues and I need to go to a counselor, I can go. I'm going to the counselor, and I know it's the counselor's opinion, but it's not. It's just more of an opinion. It's more like educated, not even a guess, an educated comment. I won't say opinion. I think of it more like an educated comment because that's what they've been trained. It's kind of varies for different people.
Right.
But if that's the case, then for me, why go?
But it
Because
depends
then,
on, like what he was saying, advice is advice. It depends on how you want it. If you already got it in your head to leave your marriage and that single person telling you to do that, you're gonna do it. You're gonna lean more towards that way. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
So you have to be careful
But what Kevin said,
who you choose to take advice from. Because if you're in a vulnerable state at that time, then you don't never know where you're gonna go. So Kevin said in things my mother told me growing up as a child, I see myself saying to my children. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I
Because
definitely,
yeah,
we do that all the time. I
oh,
was just saying, my daddies used to say to me all the time.
oh no, you act like your mama towards the kids.
Yeah.
I like your daddy. No way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, yeah, yeah. Back on the thing about we
The,
go back to that, but
to the counselor
yeah,
advice.
because yeah, it's an opinion, but it's an opinion that you should value because they should. Hopefully, they will have your best. Their motives would be for the betterment of yourself.
Right. Well, like Kevin
You
said, a
know,
counselor is there to listen and to let you come to the correct conclusion.
right? So
Right.
they don't really give you an opinion. They kind of help you to get to the point that you need to be
Right.
by like he said, like by, oh well, what if you did it this way, or what if you did it that way? What do you think would have happened?
Mm-hmm.
How would that make you feel? How would that
Mm-hmm.
not make you feel?
Right.
So yeah, I can see that.
You
Yeah,
kind of there. You talking to the counselor,
yeah, I
getting.
don't think they could give you that's why I was saying that came up to me. That didn't sound right because the counselor, they can't give you an opinion because they're not there for an opinion.
No, they mutual pretty much.
They're more for advice.
Right.
And not even for advice. They're more there for guidance. That's the
Mm-hmm.
word. They're more for guidance to tell you, to kind of guide you to
Right.
where you need to get to, where you need to be,
Right.
to kind of show you, like where you figure it out, like, wait a minute. Oh, that's what you've been telling me all this time.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, okay.
Right.
That's what I was trying to get in my head to it. Yeah.
So Alicia said, but how can a counselor that is single give advice to a married couple or if they haven't or are not married?
Um, in that instance, I think it's more because I don't know if it's advice because like that's what I was saying because they get trained, for that. I think
They're not trained to give their personal opinion.
right because they're not giving a personal opinion. When you
Right.
go to a single friend,
Right.
that single friend is giving their single opinion,
Or experience that they have
and
went
not even
through.
experience. They're just giving their opinion.
Right.
Where the counselor, they're not giving you an opinion. That's what we're saying. They're not giving you an opinion. They're giving you a way to look at it in a different situation.
A different perspective. Yeah.
Like if somebody comes to me and because I'm real belief of this. If somebody comes to me and they say, "You won't believe what they did to me," they won't believe what they said to me, and the first words out of my mouth, most times, is gonna be, "What did you do?"
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes what the reaction turns into a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So you could say, like Todd was talking earlier about, I don't come and say, give her a hug or give her a kiss. And that shows that I don't love her. But even if I did come give her a hug and a kiss, at that moment, she's so mad, she's not going to want it. So what am I supposed to do?
Do it
And
anyway.
it doesn't matter. You'll still be like, get off of me.
Not necessarily.
No, wait. So if I come in, even if I come and I talk to you in a sweet way and I say, look, I'm sorry, or I apologize first, the first words out your mouth is, you just saying that because you don't believe that. It just varies. But I think that as a single counselor, I think that's where the training comes in. If you have some training involved, you have some experience involved, I think they can kind of guide even a married couple
Right.
to some kind of thing. And then if they can, if they feel overwhelmed, I think it's their responsibility to then pass you to somebody that they know can help you.
Right.
to be better.
Well, they
See, a
go.
single friend is not going to say, "Hey, go talk to this married couple."
Right.
But a single counselor will may say, "You know what? This is a little bit out of my purview. I can guide you a little bit, but not the way you need to be.
Right.
Go to this guy here who's been married, or this woman here who's been married for some time.
Right.
They can help you better." I
Right.
think that's the best. That's
Yeah,
the best
because
way. But that's why you can pick who you want.
right.
If you're married, you're not going to go to a single person. You're going to try to get somebody that has some experience in being married.
Right.
I would hope. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even though, like Sheldon said, counsel are trained professionals who are human, but they make mistakes. That's true. We all do. We all
Yeah.
make mistakes.
Well, like I say, yeah, constructive feedback. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, what are
Yeah.
you trying to do, Pedro?
What am I trying to do?
You just said you trying to, but you didn't finish your
Oh, because
statement.
then I read what she wrote. She put, oh, that's it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was just saying that. I think that I hope that they will pass it on to somebody if they feel that is not in there. But if you need counseling, you're gonna try to go to get. There's so many out there. You're gonna try to get somebody that that you investigate, you look up, you read about to kind of get that feel of,
Right.
how will they help us? Will they be able to help us, or will they not be able to help us?
Right.
So I don't think a married couple will go to a single counselor
Right.
unless it was like no other option.
Right.
Then they may have to go to, but then hopefully they will be able to figure that out.
Right. Yeah.
But even a person that's married and a counselor can still make mistakes. So everybody makes mistakes because, as we said, nobody's perfect and we're all human.
Mm-hmm.
So
Definitely.
he said, "What he's trying
To
to
be a
be."
better him. He's trying to be a better him.
He talking about me?
Maybe he
I
talked
missed
about you.
maybe.
But yeah, we trying to be better people, period, in
Oh
our
yeah.
marriage. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Marriage is hard work, period. And until both people know what type of work they have to put in on both ends, then of course the commitment not going to be there.
Oh, actually, too. Like we was talking about,
Oh, he was
like,
saying yes, you go
okay,
ahead.
I thought you were saying, yeah, yes, you be, gotcha.
Mhm.
I know for me personally, I'm trying to be a better husband, better father figure, better head of the household. But the one what you was talking about earlier, see it just triggered in my head. In me doing so, the one thing I love that you have learned is to allow me to,
Right.
because sometimes the wife will not allow the husband
To do what he
to
need to
do
do.
what he needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
They will question every single step,
Right.
every single
Why
process,
this? Why you
every
got to do it this way?
single
Right.
right. And sometimes they just have to trust the husband in the
Mm-hmm.
process.
Right.
You have to learn that with me. You learned when to be like, what about this, or what do you think, or
Mm-hmm.
why are you doing it this way?
Mm-hmm.
And if I say, look, just believe me, and you say, okay. And then in the past, where if I said that, you wouldn't believe a word I said, you would be like, it's not gonna work, and
Like,
just run
no.
off on me, and then I'll be
Mm-hmm.
like, look, I told you it's gonna work, leave me alone.
Right.
So yeah. So when it comes to that, I know that was in my head. It just popped up again. Yeah, that's what I
Right.
was thinking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where the commitment comes in. See, so you're committed to trust me, to know that I love you enough that I'm not going to do anything to harm you. I think that's where it all just comes down to. I think a woman just wants to be protected and secure, and just know that her husband, no matter what, is always going to be there for her,
Right.
always going to have her back,
Mm-hmm.
always love her.
Mm-hmm.
And if the husband or the head of the household, the father, he does that, no matter what happens in their marriage, no matter what happens, the wife, she will return that in favor, because if he just shows that love and shows that commitment, what we were talking about before, and shows that love every single day,
Mm-hmm.
and just little things, just, you don't have to do nothing big, you don't have to be rich to do these things.
Right.
Just a tap on the shoulder. um can I tell this story?
I don't care.
Yeah, the kids the other day, I walked in, the wife was in the kitchen, and I smacked on the behind. I kind of rubbed her behind, and my daughter's son, she's like, ew, I can't believe you did that, Dad. And she ran upstairs to my son, and she's like, Daddy was just rubbing on on mommy's behind. And I'm like, that's my wife. I should be able to rub on my wife's behind. It don't mean nothing. It just means, hey, I love you. So, I mean, what? You just got to show the little things
So
sometimes.
Pedro came down. You did that, Daddy?
Yeah, you did that, Daddy. Yeah, and what? What, you got something to say?
Yeah.
Like, get out my face, boy.
Right.
I'm trying to roll up on somebody. What's wrong with you? But hey, we whatever. I'm not ashamed of that. So
Right.
I just wanted to make sure before I did it that I was okay to say that, because I want I don't want to get in trouble with the wife either. I like to stay out of the doghouse.
Calvin said, "Ill, too much TMI."
That is not TMI. What? Just please, whatever. We're married. What you guys think we do? Walk around all day, don't look at each other? Please, whatever. We're married.
You know what's the scary part though in marriage? If you can look at your significant other and they don't do nothing for you,
then you're in trouble.
Then you're in some real trouble.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're in some real trouble.
You got to still have that fire for your wife and for your husband.
Yeah. Definitely.
You still got to have that fire, baby. You got to be able to, look at it and be like, yeah, cool. And I'll leave it at that. I'll just leave it at that.
Shelton said, you better show that love. Hey, listen, it's important that you do. It's amazing how.
Look, you know what? I think that day when I did that, she cooked some of the best meal ever in her life.
I'm telling you. And you ate.
I ate my heart's content.
Ate to your heart content. That's what I'm talking about. Just showing that little gesture can make a difference in a marriage.
Oh, definitely.
In your wife.
Yeah, I agree.
Because some women are so, on how they look and all of that stuff. They just need to feel that security from their husband.
Yeah, because some people have children and they go a little bit,
their body changes.
Their body changes and they're like, oh, he don't love me no more. He don't love me no more. I'm so big. I'm so small. I'm so little. I think I told you, if you lose weight, you lose too much weight, we're going to get divorced.
Well, Pedro, divorce is not on the table, okay?
Excuse me, you lose too much weight, it is. Sure. Whatever. I told you that, and I'm being honest. See, I'm being honest. If you don't believe me, go to about like 120, 130, where your head is bigger than is bigger than your body. Shoot. You'd be a big-headed woman by herself.
Oh my goodness, that's funny.
You be right along by yourself, because I won't be with you, because I don't like.
You don't want no bones.
I don't want no bones. I like a little meat every now and then. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna get off that.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But yeah. So I'm really, I think we kind of touched everything, and on the love and commitment and how we feel about it, and as we always say, keep God first, because that's the main thing. God first, then the husband, which then filters down to the wife and down to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, your marriage, your family will be successful.
Yeah.
And through all the troubles and through all the storms and all the hurricanes and tornadoes, you will be able to weather it, and you'll be great, and God will take care of you and always be with you guys.
Yeah.
Definitely. So yeah. What did he say?
He said, she lose too much weight, you lose too. Keep the rotation in check.
No, I ain't losing no. No. I want to be. I do want to lose a little weight. Maybe get to like 200 pounds.
Right.
But that's just me. What Tyler does is thing. As long as she don't go below like 150, 160, I'm good. Okay. I'll be good. I just need a little.
Keep my man happy.
Yeah, like how you need to be how I met when I met you.
Oh, okay. Well, that won't happen now, would it?
It could.
You do this before I had children or anything?
No, whatever. You give up too easily.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm going to see, can I cross that mark?
Hey, and if you don't, I still love you anyway. That's the point.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. It don't matter. You don't have to get to that point.
You love all the changes that come with it.
I think I want you to get to that point for yourself, because mentally for yourself, it would help you.
Right.
Because you don't believe me when I say I still love you, however you are. You like, oh, no, you can't. I'm like, why not? I still love you either way. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, how could you, gain 300 pounds on me? You ain't done that, but I'm just saying, right. Like, no, I'm not going to, no.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So it's all about love and commitment. I'm committed to you.
Yeah, same and
I definitely love you.
Same here.
I don't like you, but I love you.
Wait a minute.
We talked about this before. Don't go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, that's what we say in the marriage. You just work on it as much as you can. Don't give up. Keep praying together.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Allow your husband to lead, and wives just be there to, just be there.
Yeah. And with
Mhm.
that, before we close, I just want to say one thing. I didn't talk to Tyler. It just hit me in my head. Um, I want to say her name is Aisha or Lisa.
Alicia,
Alicia, are you there? Just want to know if you're still
she
there.
may still be on the live.
I saw her on YouTube. I just want to know if she's still there.
Yeah, I'm not
I'm
sure.
looking to see if she's still there.
Yeah,
There's a reason why I'm asking.
put something in the comments if you are.
I figured she would. She may not be.
Right. Okay.
All right.
But you can go ahead and say it still, even though.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I just wanted to, as we close out, I just want to say thank you guys again for joining us.
Thanks for watching.
I just want to say thank you guys again. Thank you for everything, for listening, for commenting. We like the banter back and forth. Take care of your families. Take care of yourselves. Keep
Mhm.
God first.
Mhm.
And we just want to say thank you again. You can look, like I said, you have any questions or concerns or anything, you can always contact us on the Goddess Ministry
Email.
email at Goddess Ministry, the Goddess Ministry at gmail.com,
Mhm.
or hit us up on Facebook, or you can hit me up on Twitter,
Mhm.
which is Pedro UK17, or Tower, which is Tower Songberg Goddard.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways to get a hold of us.
And in our Instagram too, the Goddess Park, the Goddess Real and Raw podcast. You can DM
Yes,
us on there
yes, you
if
can,
you
or
want.
you
Yeah.
can leave a comment on YouTube or anywhere.
Mhm.
And yeah, so just wanted to say that. And I just wanted to say before we go, uh, one of the listeners was on, but she's not on at the moment. But I just wanted to dedicate this program to her daughter,
Mhm.
Cheyenne Bragman,
Right.
who passed away, I think, 3 years ago,
Mhm.
who was a loving soul, sweet soul.
Mhm.
We'll give her shirt off her back to help you.
Right.
And I just wanted to say that as I saw her going back and forth. Oh,
She's
she's there.
yeah, she's back on.
Yeah, as I saw her backing on there, it just hit me to say that.
Right.
That I just want to dedicate this program to her for that, because I know this is the week, and I appreciate her coming on, because I know it's not easy to be on, because that's a loss that really hurt. It hurts all other people
Right.
in their lives to lose a daughter or a
Right.
son or even a family member.
Right.
So again, we just dedicate this program to Cheyenne Bragman,
Right.
and may she sleep in peace.
Right.
And with that thought, we just want to say thank you again. Peace out.
And we love you
And
guys.
this is
Tara,
and Pedro, and this is the God is Real and Raw
the
Talk
Real and
Show.
Raw Talk Show.
Good night, fellas
Good night,
and
guys.
ladies. Have a good evening.